Hi there and welcome. In this video, I want to talk about the post-production process that you need to enter into after your production day has been completed. Hopefully you have done your production day already. If you have not, it's okay. Just make sure that you plan it out, that you book it out, and that you get your team involved to actually go and produce your content. And do it in the way that we taught you, doing videos in two serialized formats, theme with different topics, and you will be a-okay. In this video, remember, right now, I want to just encourage you. A lot of the hard work has already been done. At this point, it's going to be two different things. Either you're going to be doing your content yourself, the processing and post-production of it yourself, because you might not have a team, and that's okay. Or you're going to now hand over the process to your team if you have a team in place. What I want to achieve in this video, a lot of the hard work has already been done. So I want to basically just highlight the process going forward. What do we need to go from here? I'm going to share with you what needs to be done with your content and what are the tools that you need to use to do it. Okay. So first of all, what you should have at this point, if you're going to go into the post-production process, is you need to have the raw footage of your production day, right? You should have that in hand. Or the team that's going to process it, they should have it in hand. It should be on a drive somewhere. And at this point, I want to encourage you to make sure that the content that you created has been backed up. Anything can happen at this point. And so if something happens, like the drive gets damaged or someone presses the wrong button, all your content could be gone. And then we have to start from scratch. And that's a daunting task. Okay, so I want to encourage you at this point to make sure that you've got the raw footage of your production day. And however they did that, either they recorded it all big one video and did this the cuts in between with the board, or they recorded it, stopped it when the video was, when you finished, recorded and stopped, and you have 12 to 24 different videos. Okay, now these are going to be raw. Now what needs to happen is you need to, the first part of this process is you give those videos to your editor, or you're going to take it. All right. If you shot in a camera and you have your raw video, there are some things that's going to have to be done. So, you know, for you to edit it yourself, you can use free software like iMovie, or you could maybe get a subscription to Camtasia that is fairly cheap. But remember, when we did the equipment exercise and we were looking at what we need, we were looking through different editing programs that you're going to need. All right, so at this point, you need to have one of those editing programs. If you are on a tight budget or you can't afford the software, we always introduce or encourage people to go and get themselves DaVinci Resolve so they can go and actually edit their programs. Right, DaVinci Resolve has lots of tutorials that you can use, but a couple of things that you're going to probably need to do is process your videos. Now, one of the things that's a good idea to do, if you can, if your team can do it, you might not necessarily have the skill. It's always good to go and do a video tutorial on that, but do color correction, okay? Just make sure that the color is bright and sharp and there's no funny shades or funny colors throughout the videos that you have done. That's one of the things that I encourage to be done. It's not absolutely necessary, especially if you shot on your if you shot the footage on your cell phone. It should be okay, but it's always good to just sharpen it up a little bit. That's one of the first things that needs to happen. And then another thing that you need to look at is, have your sound been recorded on board your camera? Have you used the tools that we encourage you to use? Then your sound should be fine. But it's always good to just maybe push the sounds through some kind of sound processing tool. I think a good tool for that would be Adobe Audition. You can always just go and import the sound into that, and just go and listen to it and sharpen it up if it needs to. But if you record it the correct way, your sound should be okay. So when you edit, you're going to either have just the video in the timeline, or you're going to have the video and a different line for your sound. And so it's important that you go and use the snapping tool that's available in any one of these programs and make sure that the sound of your video and the sound of your audio is aligned, so your mouth doesn't move out of sync. Okay, so that's one of the things that need to happen. Again, I'm just sharing with you the process that if you hand this over to your editor, that they are going to have. And then obviously what needs to be done is you need to go and cut the different sections out and export them and have them ready in the different clips. You can somewhere go ahead and you can name the clips exactly what that clip is going to be called when it goes out, according to the keywords that you established when we did those exercises. So you're going to cut them and you're going to export them. Once you have them, pull them back into the timeline, and now you're just going to put an intro in the front if you have one. If you don't have one, it's okay, but it's always good to go and get an intro. You can go and basically search online for free intro, free logo intro, and you'll find some platforms where you can just give them your logo and they'll process it. Some platforms does it for as little as $49 or $29, etc. But I encourage you to have a logo, an animation of your logo, which is an intro, and usually that will be your logo has been animated and there is a little bit of music in the background. Now, remember, when we showed you the different videos and the examples, I said there's a couple different ways that you can do this. So either you can have your intro and start your video right away, or you can go through your video if you want to do a little bit of extra work. It always serves you well to go and look for the best part or a part of the video that kind of evokes the most intrigue. And so you're going to take that out and you're going to duplicate it. You're going to put it in front of the intro. So you're going to have that interesting piece just to create a little bit of anticipation and intrigue into the rest of your video. I'm going to play that. It could literally be like 30 seconds. Your intro and then the rest of the video plays. And remember, there's the call to action at the end. If they can, it's always good to just put the logos or a little banner, a lower third that shows the different logos, or just encourages people to take the action, which is subscribe and connect and like and all those kind of things. That's what has to happen with your videos, right? If you want specific training on how to edit these videos, we do have resources for you. I'm not going to do it in this class or in this session because those are really technical trainings, but we do have it available for you. You can go to a course that you should have access to in your profile called the Ministry Content Blueprint, right? And one of those modules is the post-production module. In the post-production module, you will find every single training that you need that's going to help you with at least the basics that you need. Again, if you have a team, if you have a videographer or editor or an editor, they would probably know what to do, but it's always good for them to just go through those training videos so they have an idea of what the end product should look like. Right, now we have the videos. You have 12 at least in your series, or you have 24 across 2 different series. Now, these are what's going to be published. If you have 12, it's going to be published once a week on a specific day that you choose, or it's going to be 2 series posted on 2 different days, at least 1 or 2 days out apart from each other, and it's going to be posted like that. That's what's going to happen with your videos. Next process is you can simply go and Google convert video to audio, right? And you will find a platform, and you can go and click on it, and it's absolutely free. You can just basically go and upload your video, click convert to MP3, and you can download the MP3. Now you've got your podcast, if you will, and so you can publish it just that way, because remember, it's got a teaser in the back, in the front, if you've done that, plus your intro music, and then the rest of the video. You can literally take that and post it on a platform like SoundCloud, and your podcast is ready. Remember, just to go through before you upload it, we're just talking about post-production here. Before you go and upload it, just make sure that you go through the actual content distribution module so that you understand how to do all those things. And remember, we also have a module we actually have a course for that. It's called the Content Distribution Blueprint, where you'll have all the details for you to do that. So now you have an audio. You can upload it to your audio platforms. If you want to do a little bit more work, you can actually just take the original clip that you used and then put an intro in the front and a little voiceover. We do have trainings on that. You'll see it in the materials tab. I put some extra resources for you there that you can. Remember, anything that you don't have that you need, please just send us support request or send us a WhatsApp and we will create for you whatever you need. If there's anything missing, just ask us and we will gladly help you. Okay, so now you have audio, simple conversion, audio, now you have a podcast and you can go and distribute that. You can put it in your blog post. We'll tell you how to do that as well. In fact, in the content distribution blueprint, we show you how to do that. So now you have your podcast. There are other platforms like Anchor and Spotify and Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts, are platforms you can also distribute to. So I encourage you to go, if you want wider distribution, to go and investigate those platforms for you. But we're not talking about distribution here. So now you've got your audio, you've got your podcast, and you can use that. Now, what we can do is we can take this audio, right, and we can put it into a tool like, for instance, Word. Word is a transcribe function on the right-hand side. There's a video that I'll upload for you here on AI tools. So you can go and click on that, and I show you a tutorial there on how you can use Word to convert your audio or your video to words, right? And so you're going to have to do a little bit of cleaning up there, but I'm going to quickly teach you how to fast track that. So all your words, as you said, it is going to be there. The next step that you want to do is you want to take the text and you want to go and put it into ChatGPT and say, I'm going to provide you with transcript text. I want you to rewrite it into blog post format. Use subheadings and give a call to action, blah, blah, blah. Post it in there. It's going to give you a blog post and you're just going to basically copy it. And you're going to paste it into your blog platform. Hopefully you have WordPress. And you're just going to post it in there. You're going to embed your video at the top. You're going to embed your audio just below that. And you're going to create a photo or a quote card, which I'll explain in a moment. All right. So that is what you do with your audio or your video. You convert it to text. Now you've got text that you are going to use for a blog post. All right. How to do that? There's also a class that you can go to. It's about an hour long. Well, it's not an hour long, but there is a class with a specific section that helps you how to do that. The next thing that you want to do, now that I have my text, just for interest's sake, if you want to go and upload your video to YouTube, after a couple hours, it will give you a transcript of it. You can toggle it towards, don't give me the timeline of the speakers, and just copy the text in line, and you've got the audio. If you the text, if you don't have the transcript function in Word, your Word version. Okay, so that's what I also use. Next, you want to take your text that you placed into ChatGPT, and after it's given you a blog post, you want to go and ask it for between 1 to 3 quotable quotes, and it's going to extract for you from the text things that are quotable, right? And you want to make sure that it's fairly short. You want to take those quotes, you put it in the document. That's what you're going to use to create your quote cards. Quote cards are easy to use. Here's where, if you have a graphic designer in a team, they are going to create those. I had a brilliant graphic designer last year, and she did phenomenal work on the quote cards. But if you don't have a graphic designer, or you have someone that is okay with a design, you can actually go to canva.com. You can use the free version, and you can just go and search for quotes or search for thumbnails and just change the photos to the theme that is around the quote. put the quote in, and you can export that, and those are your quote cards. All right. Then after this, those are the main pieces of content that you're looking for. You're looking for video, you're looking for audio, you're looking for text, right? And you're looking for quote cards. And those are the main formats that you want to use, want to get from your videos, right? Doing this properly with a team should take you between a week and 2 weeks. Then you'll have your content ready. Now you're ready to go and distribute your content. And once it's scheduled out, or you at least have a plan of execution, then we can start working on the launch. And we're going to talk about the launch next week. That's basically today's lesson. That is all that you need to know. We're going to start with the raw video footage. We're going to edit it, export it in the final format. We're going to convert that to audio. We'll have our podcast. We're going to convert that and transcribe it. We have our text for our blog posts, how to post a blog post. There's also a video on that. And then you are going to create quote cards. You're going to have them ready to distribute as soon as you are done. Right. And our next step is going to be next step you want to distribute, and then you want to go and launch. That is tonight's lesson. I know it's shorter than expected, but there's not much that we can say. What I do want you to do is, with the time that you have left, I want you to go get started. I want you to go and look at the tutorials in the ministry content blueprint. And you've already, according to the exercises that we've done before, you've already chosen your editing program and you've gotten one. So your editing program is either ready. So for the rest of this lesson, there's practical things that I want you to do. Okay. I want you to do one or two things. If you are the person that's doing the processing of the content yourself, I want you to go and look at, make sure that you download your editing software, that you have your raw footage, and you import the first one, and you start playing around with the editing. All right, there are lessons for you in the ministry content blueprint that you can look at. So let's get practical. Go and do that. Once you're done and all your videos are done, then go and convert it to audio and follow the process that I've been teaching you. It's not much more I can tell you here, but I want you to go and take action, and I want you to get started with editing your videos and processing your content. And the outcome of this should be the following. It should be, if you have one series, it should be 12 videos. It should be 12 audios. It should be 12 blog posts, and these will not take you a lot of time. 12 blog posts and 12 quote cards, right? If you have two series, you're going to have 24 of each, right? You can produce more than one quote card because the potential of your content having 2 or 3 quotes is very high. So you can actually go and create more quote cards if you want to. It's going to give you a lot more visibility. The distribution is concerned, that's what's in the content distribution lesson. That's all for today. Thank you very much. I want you to take the rest of the time that you've allocated to today, and I want you to go get practical and go and implement what I've taught you here, and I want you to go and play around with the processes, starting with the editing. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.